So what's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another video. Today, as you've probably seen by the boxes I loaded in the boot, I'm doing the brake calipers on the car again. Doing the left rear again because of a faulty new caliper that was initially installed, and I'm also doing the front calipers because they do over long periods of time, long journeys especially, they gradually get worse, they start sticking, and I'm past sort of working on brake calipers now, freeing them up, you know, seeing how long they last. Like I might free up the front calipers, they might last until I get rid of the car. Who knows? But the price of the front calipers were, you know, so cheap for a good quality, long manufacturer's warranty sort of part. So I just thought, do you know what? I'll throw them on. It'll save me some time. It might save me as well buying like perished items like the seals, the caliper seals, all that sort of stuff. And you know, the calipers weren't much more than a seal set, you know, a single caliper wasn't much more than a seal set for both. So I just thought, you know what, bite the bullet, get the calipers, and even if the calipers end up trash, I'll then refurb the old calipers. I won't bother returning them anymore because it's just a bloody nightmare. I'll just throw the car up in the air again, take the new calipers off that are defective, take all the new parts out of them and throw them into the original calipers to get them working correctly again, because I'm past it. I'm absolutely past it now. But that's the plan for today anyway, as you may have guessed. If we get to anything else, very much doubt it, but we'll see how the day goes. I suppose the reason I'm doing this again is because, you know, not everything goes how you would want it to. Not everything goes as planned, especially with cars. Ash is making some really good progress on that though, which is really cool. Or should I say, not that, it's twin that will have all that's in us. But anyway. Here we are in full deja vu mode. Oh crap, kicking bloody brake fluid bottle about. But yeah, I'm not going to record this whole process because we've been through it plenty of times. I'm just going to do the usual few bits that'll do. Get the jack under, gun this wheel off, get that bloody caliper off there, and then I'm just going to throw the other one on. I'm not going to be messing about today. It's going to be a bit of YouTube magic to say the least, and I had to stop recording them for a little bit because it felt like for a moment I lived on the bloody motorway. Anyway, let's get this thing jacked up. So here we are, caliper replacement speed run, and if I just a very crap click there, but you get the idea. It's on, or more or less. I've still got a lot of things to do, but let's do a quick flashback. Now, a little bit of a flash in the past. As you can see, the brake line mounts in a specific way there, and you know, sits into this little area for the fitting, nice and neat. This one, it had a solid lump of metal here where it needed to go. This is obviously for a different Honda Civic model. I'm f***ing past it. I'm not returning this now, and I've made that clear because I've grinded off such a substantial amount of metal on the back of this. Now, just to make it clear as well, this won't hold any hydraulic fluid. It's not going to be under pressure, this particular area. This is just a part of the casting to help hold the brake line. I've made a little bit of a, you know, of a notch there, but when this is clamped down, it shouldn't move at all. The only way that it can move is against this sort of nub on the base of it there, so it's only going to be able to move that way. It's not going to be able to go that way because of where the handbrake mechanism is. It's going to be solid, you know, so I'm confident that there won't be any issues with that. I've offered it up, I've test fitted it, and it looks like it's going to work fine. But if it doesn't, if I have a problem with it, if this somehow works its way loose, it won't do. I'm 100% certain it won't, but this is the sort of stuff you've got to do when you get sent wrong parts and you're impatient like me. But as I was saying, if it does work itself loose, or if anything happens, I'll just take the inners out of this and throw them in that. I'm just going to keep the original caliper.
End of flashback.
And now that we're back from the flashback, you can see there, if it'll focus, there we go. You can see there the brake line hugging very nicely. There is a hairline gap around this line, and this is fully tightened down now. Very confident about that, but you can see a hairline of space around this brake line. It can't move in any other way because of the, there we go, because of the pre-existing sort of locator for the brake line, and it can't move up any further because of the bottom of the caliper. You know, it can't move down, it can't move up. Very confident that that will not be moving. So yeah, I have no worries whatsoever as well that this bottom piece here, this cast piece, it doesn't hold any fluid under pressure or anything like that. I've not weakened the caliper in any particular way. Of course, I'll be doing a full brake pressure test as well before continuing to run the vehicle like this, but needs must. I'm absolutely fed up with replacing this particular caliper now. You know, putting a new one on, putting the old one back on, putting this new one on, this new one not being right. I will be giving the feedback on eBay to the seller who sold me this caliper for this particular car. Hopefully we don't have the same issue with this caliper that we had with the previous one, but as I say, I would just use the inners of this caliper if that was the case and throw them into the old caliper. Anyway, let's crack on. Let's get this thing bolted up properly and bled. So that's one done, and I'll be honest, I'm not going to record anymore. I'm not going to record doing the front ones, CBA, so I'll probably pick up the camera when I've finished, when I'm on my way home and I'm sort of testing the brakes out, but all tightened up. Brake pedal feels normal now, nice and solid, handbrake feels good, you know. Not so far, you know, fingers crossed it doesn't. It's not sticking the handbrake on, although it does still have a little bit of vertical play. Not as much as the previous caliper, but more than the OEM caliper, which has virtually none. So I'm concerned, to say the least. Anyway. So I didn't record an outro and didn't record anything beyond that, to be honest. But I have put some miles on the Civic with the new calipers, and I'm pretty impressed, to be honest. Everything's sort of, you know, nicely fitted up on the front. You know, the front calipers were perfectly fine. The rear caliper as well is perfectly fine. I've not had any problems with it, although I have only done about 50 miles car in total. But yeah, it seems to be working perfectly fine. The handbrake's not stuck on yet. It's stuck on within like 30 miles or something stupid with the previous caliper, so it's looking good. Fingers crossed everything stays fine. Now, I spent the rest of today, this is a few days on if you haven't gathered, it's a few days on from when I initially did that work on the car. I spent today going around Leeds Cruise, the new location, and yeah, so if you want to check that out, that'll be the next video next week. But also today, this is the evening of, we bought a new car. I should say the missus bought a new car. She's up for modifying it and has already chosen a couple of modifications that she wants to do to it already. Awesome, can't wait to get into that, it's amazing. And it's a pretty new car as well, and it's bought outright so we can do what we want to it. You know, it's not going to be some sort of lease car that once you start modifying it, they're going to want the money back or the car back or something crazy like that, which was a bit of a controversial subject with a popular British YouTuber that I quite enjoy watching, Ricky from Living Life Fast. If that's a bit of a throwback for some people that are savvy, but yeah, looking forward to that. Stand by for the reveal, it's going to be sick. But yeah, thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed this particular video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't done so already, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye for now.